Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel, Faith Chill Spot. This is the place to be because this is where we're going to have a lot of fun. We are going to talk about all the wonderful things that we experience as women. We're going to talk about parenting. We're going to talk about marriage. We're going to talk about healthy lifestyle. We're going to talk about cooking. We're going to make potions. That's how I call it, Grandma's Potion. Coming soon, okay? So, again, welcome. I am Judette. I do live in Canada. So you will be seeing me posting, weather updates and what my experience is in my neck of the woods. I have 4 grown children, 34, 31, 29, 27. I have 3 grandchildren, 2 girls and 1 boy. So I'm telling you, we're going to talk about some health stuff today. But let me preface by saying that I am not a medical practitioner at all. I am not an herbalist. I am not a naturopathic doctor. I am not a holistic doctor. None of that stuff. This is just me talking about my lived experience, talking about my menopausal journey, which is the topic for today, and just some tips as to how to get over this hump a little bit, right? And again, it's lived experience. So my experience and what my friends share with me, what they've been doing to help them through this phase of your lives. I'm not here to frighten the younger crowd, but eventually you're going to get there. You're going to get there. And together we can support each other through this menopausal journey. All right. So I am 58 years old and I started having menopausal symptoms when I was probably about 52 years old. So it started very mildly and then it just builds and it's like a big tsunami just devoured my whole life. Can anybody agree with me? Oh my goodness. This menopause, I'm telling you, if you're not strong, you will crumble. Okay? So, as I said, I started having the symptoms probably when I was about 52. So right now, what I'm experiencing is the hot flashes. Oh my, oh my, oh my. But speaking to my friends, I am not that bad. Some people experience worst, and I'm going to share some of what some folks experience, okay? Okay, so I know some people experience severe mental health issues going through menopause. And I my heart goes out to these individuals. It is not easy. And I think more women, we need to speak more about this and to encourage each other, right? As I said, for me, it's the hot flashes that's really taking over. Another new symptoms that crept up on me about a month now is sinus congestion and stuffy nose. That's also a part of menopausal symptoms because I said it's like a spectrum. Everybody experience your own symptoms, right? So, as I said, I am not a medical. I have no experience in the medical field. I am just here as a woman to share with you what I've been going through. So, the number one reason for me, I had to make some lifestyle changes. Okay, so my diet and exercise, right? So that is important for you to get through this phase, just to minimize some of the symptoms. Some people, as I said, the mental health, some people experience severe body aches, their knees, they have pain all over, they have heart palpitation, they have issues with their eyes are very dry. There's also dryness elsewhere where individuals have to get medication to help with that. Um, Heart palpitation. Oh my goodness. I had some of that symptoms couple of years ago. Now that's gone. Thank God for that. And other issues, like if we're supposed to have a list of all the symptoms, you would be amazed to see what people go through, right? So I know some of you can agree with me that the menopausal journey, it's quite the journey, and it can be life altering for some, in the sense not that you're gonna have your hands or your feet amputated or anything, but it's just some little things that's just it just alters everything, okay? So for example, the sweat. Sometimes you dress up and you're going to church and you have your nice dress on, and all of a sudden you are sweating buckets. That can be embarrassing too, but in a sense that it's just part of the your symptoms, right? Some people have heart palpitation. We have to be fanning. I have to have a fan with me because that's what cools me down. At night, I have a very small, let me show you, a very small fan that I have right sitting on my night table. That really, really helps me, okay? And spouses, if you're in the room watching, listen, you got to understand us in this area. It is something, right? We can turn the fan on, we're hot, while you are freezing cold, especially in the winter time, and we have the fan like blowing in our face and you're like shivering under the sheet because we have to have the cool air to just cool us down a little bit. Sometimes we have to sleep in minimal clothing just to help us go through this phase. So spouses, I hope you will read a little bit more on some of the symptoms and how we cope as women going through this phase of our lives. So so for me, as I said, the hot flashes is taking over my life. So with diet and exercise, honestly, it has helped to minimize some of my symptoms. So today, what I am going to do is to encourage you to make a little bit of adjustment in your diet, okay? For me, sugar. If I eat sugar, anything with sweets, I can't sleep because sugar triggers my symptoms. Even if it's natural, a banana, I may have dates. Anything that has high sugary contents, it will sets off my hot flashes and I cannot sleep. So I am just encouraging you today, my friends, to just make little changes in your diet. Baby steps, right? Remember, knowledge is, say it with me, power. Yep, knowledge is power. So what I will be doing this afternoon is that I am going to have some pomegranate, okay? And after, I'll be taking with you on my journey outside. I'll be walking to get my exercise in and my steps in, okay? So as you know, I don't know if you can find pomegranates in your neck of the woods. Pomegranates, it has something called phytoestrogen, right? So it is like a natural compound found in plants That is why, I don't know if you've watched any of my videos that I posted a couple days ago. I made scrambled tofu. Now that's soy, and I know not everybody can have soy, but if you're able to, please add a little bit of that to your diet. So yes, add some seeds, some legumes. You can add some healthy grains to your diet, and that will help with your menopausal symptoms. Trust me. So as I said, what I'll be doing for lunch is that part of my lunch, I'll be having some pomegranates. I'll be adding some chlorophyll to my water, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. So again, this is just sharing experience, sharing the journey with you, and let you know some of the things that I've been doing. I'm also going to share with you a natural skin glow that you can use to moisture your skin, because you know our skin does get dry going through menopause. And also, if you're living in a country that has winter, spring, summer, fall, you need that extra moisture. Okay, so I am going to have some pomegranates. Here you go. So that's your pomegranate, right? So you can just have this, and make sure, you know what? Make sure it is ripe. So when you buy your pomegranate, you can let it sit for a week or two until it looks like it's all shriveled. And I'm telling you, it looks overripe, but it's not. So when you open it, you'll get more juice from it. So this is actually very yummy. So let me taste some of the juice. Very yummy. So please add some pomegranates to your diet, and that will help to alleviate some of the symptoms because of the phytoestrogen in the pomegranate, right? It helps to balance your hormones. For example, with me, as I said before, hot flashes, it really, really, really helps, right? So, and this is very healthy, filled with antioxidants as well. All right. So if you haven't tried pomegranates before, please add this to your grocery list and have your pomegranates if you're able to find it in your neck of the woods. Okay. Alrighty. So today I have shared with you some of what I've implemented, and some of my experiences. One of these days, I'll have a guest to talk about menopause and some of the other things that you can try, some supplements, other healthy foods that you can include. But for today, I gave you one tip. Please try pomegranates. It helps to balance your hormones. Also try some tofu. You can go look at my previous post, and you can see how I made the scrambled tofu. So I am going to take you now on my walk, and but first I am going to drink some water just for hydration. And then I am going to get dressed, and I'm going to take you with me on a walk. Stay tuned, everybody. Okay, guys, so I just checked the temperature outside, so I'm not going to wear my thick jacket. I'm just going to go with this one. So I am just going to get ready and go outside for a nice walk. Make sure my head is warm. And then I am going to hydrate. I don't need a scarf because this thing comes all the way up. I am going to have some water And I'm going to put some chlorophyll in my water. So chlorophyll, you can just do your research because it's just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. It's very green. So this is what the water looks like. So you can stir it around. Stir and stir and stir and stir and stir and stir and stir. Stir it around until it's fully dissolved. Okay? In there. And then you just drink. Just some extra nutrients in your body. Okay, so that's it. And I am ready to hit the road. Come along with me.